it's just chaos for me because I do a lot of baking too. So I usually start the first weekend in November. So this year I always make homemade donuts. I make the regular traditional like my grandmother used to make, and I've also modified the recipe to make them gluten-free. So I make 2 batches of that, and they're really good. And then I've made my shortbread cookies, gluten-free. I've been using, this year is the first year that I'm using this flour blend, and I'm absolutely in love with it. It's Pamela's gluten-free artisan flour blend, and it's just like flour. It behaves like flour. It feels like flour. It works like flour. It's perfect. I adore it. So this year I wanted to try and make cream puffs, because for Christmas Eve I'd like to make a big croquembouche, which is like the tower of cream puff with like the spun sugar around it, or the spun caramel or whatever. So I made a test batch of the gluten-free cream puffs. Perfection. On my Twitter account, I posted pictures. On my Instagram, I posted pictures. On my Facebook, I posted pictures because I was just so amazed. They were light and fluffy and hollow when you tapped them. They had that nice hollow sound, and they didn't taste any different. And that's what I like about this flour blend, is that usually when you have, you know, the gluten version and the gluten-free version, you can taste the gluten-free version. It tastes different. The texture is different. It's usually much more dry or heavy. With this flour blend, you can't tell. You can't. At Thanksgiving, I used it to make my pie crusts. I actually had flaky pie crust for the first time since I've been diagnosed in 2001. Flaky. It was flaky. I used Tender Flake and this flour blend and just the recipe on the back of the Tender Flake box, and it was perfect. So my cream puffs came out amazing. I brought some into work for people to taste. They had no idea they were gluten-free because they don't taste gluten-free. There's no aftertaste. There's no dryness to them that shouldn't be there. It was great. So I'm really excited about that. The only thing is, when I put them on the cookie sheet, I used my meatballer, because I didn't know, you know, size-wise. I was just like, it's just a test batch, so we'll just use the meatballer, see what the size is. They were huge. So I think what I'm going to have to do is get one of those little, like, piping bags, and with the plain tip, and use that to make them much smaller so that they're also uniform in size and shape, so that, you know, they'll stack nicely. Today I went, a few weeks ago I bought a fall package from the salon downtown called Boss Arts, and it was a hair color, a styling, and a facial. I upgraded because I really desperately needed a haircut. So it was a cut, a color, and then the facial. Now, because they're so busy, because it's, you know, 3 weeks from Christmas, I had to divide up the appointments. But in a way, I actually preferred that, because then it was like I had a spa treatment, you know, 1 week, and a spa treatment the other week, and then, so the first week I had my hair cut, and then on this past Monday I had my hair colored, and then today I went for the facial, which was like a facial slash massage, like for your, you know, like the chest, shoulders area, scalp, face, and then your arms and hands. And it was quite nice. It's all the Avita products that they use, so I'm not a huge fan of like the smell of botanicals and Avita products. They just all smell the same to me. I just don't have the discerning palate, I guess. Yeah, so it was 45 minutes, and the timing I think was perfect because I was really starting to feel stressed about the holidays. So it was nice to just go and decompress for a half hour and, you know, get a nice rub down. You love when they rub like the hands and it just felt really good. My only thing was, as you know, because you kind of go into the zone and you're mellow and you're just kind of like, ooh, this is great. You're not thinking about anything. And all of a sudden, I would hear this sound. Because she's like opening and closing bottles to like put oils and lotions and stuff. And when the room is really quiet and you're in the zone and you're just like really mellow and you hear this, it kind of ruins it. It pulls you out of, you know, the zen. So I was a little disappointed by that. And then there was also, at some point, you know, I'm lying there and I'm like, oh, this is nice, you know. She puts like the hot towel on my face and then she takes it off. And all of a sudden, all I hear is, psh, 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 psh. She has a spray bottle over top of my face. And all of a sudden, it's raining on my face. And I'm like, what is that? Why are you doing that? It should not be that noisy. You know, put some water on your fingers and then just, like, do this, okay? Because, psh, psh, psh. I was like,